This is a land that has suffered the unfortunate. A Palm Sunday painted red.
But to protect yourself, violence is the only way.
When I look outside, I saw innocent people falling down.
So many kids are growing up not even knowing another religion exists.
Everybody knows that this place is Christian-dominated area. So why here? Most of the Muslims that pass here, even cars will block them and kill all of them, and nothing will happen.
I am in Jos, standing in a place that witnessed one of the most unfortunate incidents to happen during Holy Week. I came here trying to understand why.
This is a religious issue. How can people be clearly saying on social media, we are going to attack with their faces open and no arrest was made?
Come with me as I investigate and find out whether this is a circle of conflict or a persecution against Christians in North Central Nigeria. Jos is my favorite place in Nigeria. It has one of the best weather conditions in the country, which is one of the reasons why I love it. Aside from the weather, Jos is naturally beautiful, blessed with stunning landscapes and massive tourism potential. However, Jos is also a place that has suffered conflicts from 1994 till date.
Almost 25 years plus. I think the first time there was an attack, in my recollection, I was still in secondary school. So Plateau has been experiencing this ethno-religious crisis.
A city that once welcomed tourists from different parts of the country slowly began to lose what it was once known for.
People were here in the evening, and unfortunately wicked terrorists came and attacked our people, and then we have counted scores of people who are now dead. And then so many others are also in the hospital.
Before 1994, Jos was widely regarded as one of Nigeria's most peaceful and cosmopolitan cities. Its cool climate, thriving mining industry, and economical opportunities attracted people from different ethnic and religious backgrounds. That atmosphere began to change in 1994. A violent crisis exposed the deep-seated tensions and marked the beginning of a circle of conflict that would happen again and again. And over the following decades, attacks and reprisals continued to affect communities across Jos and Plateau states. What had once been isolated incidents gradually became a recurring pattern.
The Fulanese jihadists came behind this our church and attacked us here.
From last year, August, to today, we lost over 250 persons. Secretly killings. Some on the road, some in the rearing field, and so on and so forth.
On March 29, 2026, Palm Sunday, an unfortunate incident occurred, an attack that shocked the entire country.
Images emerging from Jos North in Plateau State show a community grappling with grief after a devastating attack that has once again put a spotlight on insecurity in Nigeria's middle belt.
Between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m., gunmen struck the communities of Agwarukuba in Jos North at a time when residents least expected it. For many residents, this would become a day they will never forget.
A Sharon car that parked over there and people came out of the car. The next thing we heard is that they started shooting. So immediately I heard the first gunshot. I ran inside, standing behind this counter just to look what is happening. Is he NDLA or who is shooting? Then we saw that the shooting continued.
When I look outside, I saw innocent people falling down.
They started from this here now, this by the roadside here. So when they finished, they now came down, they now walked down. When they walked down, they entered this my neighbor's shop. They shot one person there. So when they finished, they now came out. So as we are coming now,
like they directly shot that person
guy, yeah,
at close range.
The guy died now.
To better understand the tragic situation, I walked through the streets of Agwarukuba, speaking with the residents and listening to their experiences.
When they came, he had gunshot from far distance, from the junction there. He was thinking that maybe they are drugs.
Like you mean they are like drug
NDLA,
enforcers?
NDLA, yeah, NDLA. And he even told them that this is not where you get the people you are looking for.
So he was trying to confront those attackers?
Yes, to communicate with them that this is not where you are going to see these people that you are looking for. That's where they now shoot him.
So I ran in, people followed me in. But it happened that the people that followed me, all of them, they killed all of them. They killed 4 people here. They killed 4 of them. And then only me and the preacher man, he followed me and we hid ourselves at the back of the fridge there. They have Coca-Cola freezer, so they didn't see us. They shot at the fridge many times, but the bullet did not penetrate. It's just God.
At first I was thinking it was drugs as usual. Then before I realized they now shot someone in the front of the shop.
According to some accounts, hearing gunshots in the area was not unusual, as enforcement agencies such as the NDLEA occasionally conduct raids in nearby communities and are known to fire warning shots into the air during operations.
NDLEA used to come around this place. Whenever they come, they will shoot people who run away. If today we know that it's not the NDLEA, or even though they will kill plenty people, at least we'll catch one of them or 2.
This was not the first time violence had reached Angwarukuba. The community has witnessed repeated incidents over the years. Was this another episode in Plateau State's long history of violence, or was it a part of a deliberate persecution of Christians in north-central Nigeria, considering that the affected communities were predominantly Christians?
This is a religious issue.
If you ask me, I would say those people were paid to do that. And the language they spoke made us know even if it's not all of them, they are Fulani people. Everybody knows that this place is Christian-dominated area. So why here? If you want to behave the way they behave, it will be something else. Most of the Muslims that pass here, even cars will block them and kill all of them, and nothing will happen. That is the truth. It's not that they kill more than us. It's just because of the training we receive, the kind of religion we are into. We don't kill anyhow because we do not create anybody.
And I also believe that the choice of the neighborhood where the attack was carried was very significant too.
So you say the attack there was strategic?
It was very strategic. They picked the location well. Because you see that neighborhood has a very thin line between ethnic groups. How can people be clearly saying on social media, we are going to attack with their faces open and no arrest was made?
In Jos and the wider Plateau State context, religion does not neatly map onto a single ethnic group, but there are clear patterns that they are often referenced in discussions about the region. In Jos, the major indigenous ethnic groups are the Berom, Afizere, and Anaguta. They are among the principal origin inhabitants of the Jos area, and a large proportion of their populations are Christians today. On the other hand, there are communities often described as settlers, mainly the Hausa and Fulani groups. These communities are predominantly Muslims. For decades, because of the overlap between ethnicity and religion, conflicts in this region are often being interpreted as religious. In reality, the violence is usually political and mostly about land ownership, identity, and long-standing historical problems.
It's partly political, partly historic, mostly on ownership of land. So there's this indigenous versus settler mentality.
Even the Hausa and the Fulani people, they are claiming that they're from Plateau State and they're from Jos North. So they're claiming Jos North, and which is not their place. Just like maybe I'll come to your town, then you give me a place to stay, and then at the end of the day, then I'll claim that place. That place belongs to me.
As a result, when clashes occur, they are frequently seen as religious conflicts, even though the underlying causes are often far more than religion alone.
I can't just say it's purely religious. There are places in the city center that are mixed with Muslims and Christians that have never fought even once over the 25 years of conflict. Look at Dadinkowa. Dadinkowa is not far from here, it's barely 10 minutes. Dadinkowa is one community. Ever since there's insecurity, it was resolved by the community that said, look, we shall not fight. And it has stood its ground.
The truth of the matter is that before this thing happened, we had a rumor that after their asking, after their fasting, they are coming to revenge.
Revenge over what?
There was an attack that happened in Barkin Ladi. So they killed 2 people from maybe the Hausa Fulani.
How far is that place from here?
Very far. It take you almost 3 hours.
So some people were killed at that
they were
part,
killed
like 3
around
hours
that
away
place.
from here.
You understand? So now they are sending message in social media that they must revenge. So based on what we are thinking, that's the revenge they use at Angwarukuba.
When you say revenge, me, I'm thinking revenge is that something has been done to you that you want to revenge. That is the meaning of revenge. Now, if I did nothing to you and you are coming to me, that is not revenge. You went to kill people in Riom, and the people at Riom reacted and killed your own people. You now say you are coming for revenge again. That is not revenge.
In a different community.
Yes. It can't be revenge. They just came for attack, simple.
It's not ironic that someone like Lagos that has a stronger economy will see less conflict because people are employed, people are engaged. You've gone around and you've seen that there's a common trend in some of these communities that have been able to respond. Because think about it, how come in the rich neighborhoods, the neighbors who are Christian and Muslim do not come out to fight themselves? That man knows what he has worked for. He has a nice house. He has kids that he's surviving for. People that are willing to come out to do this have nothing to lose. So you can show the correlation between poverty and insecurity. I'm not trying to simplify it, but you asked me my opinion.
Jos has endured decades of recurring conflict, leaving many residents to live with uncertainty and fear.
Abacha said when any crisis that's more than 24 hours in a country, there's government hands inside. And we are beginning to see it as truth. This thing has lasted how many years now? The government should check themselves. That is truth. Because if this thing continues like this, they think it's a joke. But there's where it will go back, it will escalate beyond their imaginations.
The audio you're about to listen to is a conversation of the mother who lost her child in the tragic incident that happened on that day. However, she didn't want to speak further about the incident.
You don't understand. With the kind of
understand what you're going
the situation we are into now, they have put my life and the life of my children in risk. Because with the situation now that small thing kidnapped this one, let somebody not come and harm me or my other children again.
None of all those things was given to you?
Nothing. Apart from the government, yes, all of us the victims. The federal government, yes, collectively, that they said that, is it that they support everybody with 1 million, of which even me, I have not even seen the money like this, but I had it. Most of them said they have collected their own, but me like this that I'm sitting down, because I don't even need all those things now.
But what she did say is that the government promised to compensate her and some few others, in which they did not. In her words, she was taken to the airport, took pictures with the president, and then brought back home. Since then, she has not heard from anyone. I hope the right authorities will do something about it.
Government needs to step up, stop playing politics with crime. So you can't keep washing things under the carpet. You know, people, let's not face lies. There are communities that have been wiped out.
So justice should be done.
Justice should be done.
Yet, despite everything, it remains a city with immense potential. Jos is richly blessed with culture, history, and some of the most remarkable landscapes in Nigeria. It is also one of the country's strongest untapped tourism destinations, somewhere that should be thriving far beyond its current reality.
How do you think these conflicts in several years have affected tourism in Jos?
Oh man, it hits hard, my brother. Not just am I a hotel owner in this state, majority of my family investments are here. Do you know what growing up in this town was like? It was so beautiful. We have watched guest patronage drop. Now, on an average, every time there is one attack, it takes an average of 3 months for occupancy to get back to where it used to be. So you can imagine having a hotel with 40 rooms, and for 2 months you're averaging 5 guests a night. Sometimes 0. You still have to pay workers. It has crushed the economy.
My experience in Agwarukuba was really surprising. In the police outpost, I could only see one armed police officer. Lekki has more policemen than this community. I think something really needs to be done about this. Even after all it has been through, the people here continue to stand strong, carrying on with resilience in the face of difficult circumstances. I hope that in the future, these challenges will give way to lasting peace, strong security, and real stability for the communities that call it home. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe while I see you on the next one. Nagode.